YouTube, what the crap's going on? HeirofCarthage here. You will be watching this. There will not be any blood on this battle. I will be making a separate video about the new DLC and the patch. These battles all took place before that patch, so if you're watching this, battle took place before the patch, so just be aware of it. I'm using Chaos against the Greenskins, which is a risky proposition. I've got one Gore Beast Chariot, which is pretty capable against infantry if you can use it properly, but there's that big if you can use it properly problem for me. I've got some Dragon Ogres, 2 of those. I've got 1 Hell Cannon. I've got a Death Sorcerer here to try and counter the obvious Death Sorcerer presence that's going to be here from Azag. My main line is just 4 Chaos Marauders because you can't afford anything else with Chaos. And I've got Prince Sigvald the Magnificent here. He is going to be Spirit Leech bait so that my own Death Sorcerer can potentially take out the enemy Death Sorcerer. So Sigvald there looking particularly odd in his armor and odd loincloth. I've got a Poison Warhound and a Standard Warhound on each flank, so for a total of 4 Warhounds. My Hell Cannon's going to open fire. The Orc army over here consists of, I think it is 6 Black Orcs, which is a huge number. A couple of Goblin Archers, 1 Savage Orc, 2 Doom Divers, and he's got 2 Trolls, and then Azag the Slaughterer. Very glad that he did not bring Cavalry. He most definitely should have brought Cavalry. Chaos is very infantry-oriented, and Orc Boys would have caused considerable damage to my infantry, so I was extremely lucky that the Orc army he brought here even gave me a chance of participating in this battle, because the right pick would have pretty much picked me out of the battle in the early moments. My Hell Cannon's going to fire away, outrange his Doom Divers, get a very solid hit there in his Black Orcs. When the Hell Cannon does decide to hit, it does extreme damage. You can see the Doom Divers, they are actually firing at my Hell Cannon, which I wasn't really concerned about, because I've seen the Hell Cannon like last forever because it's unbreakable. But apparently, as you all will see, you can actually damage the cannon itself and break it, which is pretty irritating that the unit is unbreakable, but you can break the cannon. So he's going to keep firing at my Hell Cannon. Like I said, wasn't concerned about it, but you can see those Doom Divers bumping into my cannon. Eventually they're going to do some damage that I'm not going to be real pleased with. That Hell Cannon right there put a little bit of hurt on these archers up front. It was a miss. I'm targeting nothing but Black Orcs at the moment. And my opponent was not guarding his Doom Divers well, and I managed to get this Chaos Warhound back here, and they're going to wreck one of the Doom Divers. His Trolls will come rectify the situation pretty quick, but, I mean, he definitely should have been paying attention there, was not. And so I'm able to take out a Doom Diver at a relatively cost-effective trade there, too, because my Chaos Warhounds were a lot cheaper. The other Doom Diver, though, will survive. I was only able to get one, and the other one will come back from routing. So this is going to force him forward a little bit. I was hoping to make him attack me. My general plan here is slam into his infantry line with all my monsters, reinforce with my infantry. Look at there, my Hellblaster gun got destroyed. Great. So his Doom Divers destroyed my Hellblaster gun. So there was $1,200 down the toilet. Another reason why I would rarely recommend bringing this thing. The only reason I did was I was hoping to get a few kills and force my opponent forward. A huge waste of money. It got 27 kills, big whoopty crap. Definitely not going to pay off itself. I was hoping to do a lot more damage to the Black Orcs before the beginning of this. Instead, his Doom Divers are going to fire away and do a lot of damage to my infantry, and I'm going to be forced forward. So I'm going to go ahead and push my men forward. I've got more Warhounds back here looking for the opportunity to get into those Doom Divers. I'm going to have to take them out of the picture, or they will cause way too much damage. They've already caused too much damage. Firing at them, my Hell Cannon, though, would have been pointless because I probably wouldn't have hit them. So I'm going to bait a few of his volleys up here, and I'm going to have to kind of get all my men together. I'm going to keep coming forward. My Warhounds, once again, get into his Doom Divers. So this time I've finished his Doom Divers with my Warhounds. And I'm going to be able to get away from that combat. His Wizard is kind of moving out here on the flank. So I'd really obviously like to get a Spirit Leech off on him. So I've got my Death Sorcerer kind of making chase. He does have bows in the vicinity, but I won't take a ton of damage from his Goblin Archers here, so I'm going to risk this. So I try to get a Spirit Leech in, and it gets close, but not quite. And I was about to back away from his archers, and I was like, you know what? Why am I backing away from his archers? What's he going to do about it? So I just go ahead and charge his archers, and I was like, yeah, want a piece of me, do you? So my Death Sorcerer is going to run through some of his archers here. It's not going to do a ton of damage, but at least it'll keep these guys busy. And again, I'm hoping to kind of lure some of his men around, and I'm able to get his men on the move. So yeah, you can see my Death Sorcerer killing a few of his Goblin Archers. I'm going to have to pull out of this fight. though I think in a moment I do cast a Fate of Buna on these Black Orcs to basically finish them off because I saw how weak they were. Back here he does get some of my Warhounds with his leader, but that's fine. As long as his leader's not up here participating in the battle, I'm pretty happy. So there comes the Fate of Buna, so this Black Orc is dead. And I've got my Dragon Ogres and other units here, and he's basically just charging mindlessly forward with this blob trying to kill my Chaos Sorcerer, and it's going to allow me to easily kill his units, especially this one, which just got wrecked by the Fate of Buna. Very tough unit, though. Even with the Fate of Buna, they're going to fight for a minute, and they're going to get a few kills. So, definitely a tough unit. But my Lore of Death wizard is going to survive. Sigvald the Magnificent was also up here helping, so we punched through the initial little orc assault there, and I'm in a position to go ahead and charge in. My Warhounds are going to come in and silence his archers. I've got more Warhounds kind of all over the back, though I do make mistakes. Like this one right here, I should have run away, and I could have kept his Wyvern on the move and not allowed him to do that damage, so huge mistake on my part. My Dragon Ogres are going to come in and support my Chaos Marauders. Was hoping that the two put together here could get some pretty serious damage done. You can see that my Dragon Ogres are actually just taking huge amounts of damage very quickly, and they're really not getting that much work done. They haven't killed a single Black Orc yet, so I can see that they're going to be disappointing for me in this battle. Warhounds, though, definitely doing a good job of mopping up Goblin Archers out here and keeping the enemy Lord busy, which is helpful. I managed to get Spirit Leech off, and I allow Sigvald to go ahead and charge in. He got Spirit Leeched in return, but I want him to do some damage to these Black Orcs. He is a melee character, should be able to do a lot of splash damage. I've got both my heroes here kind of pounding away at this Black Orc. I cast a Fate of Buna to help make sure that Sigvald survives. And I also need to get more Spirit Leech off on his Lord, but I have to use Fate of Buna to help kill the Black Orcs, which means that my magic reserve, as you can see, is going to be fairly limited for killing Azag. And Black Orcs are pretty good leadership, so even killing Azag is no guarantee I'm going to win. I got these guys over here completely surrounded. I have Dragon Ogres, I have Poison Warhounds, everything coming in, doing a ton of damage, but the Black Orcs still pretty much just fight their way through all of it. Only 13 kills on the Dragon Ogres, and my infantry just get absolutely trashed as expected because they are trash. Sigvald the Magnificent, though, does pretty good. He's cleaned up 20 Black Orcs, and he held on even through that Spirit Leech. And he's really helped these units with the Fate of Buna and everything, and he's managed to help clean up one of the Black Orcs. And he's going to go continue to help. The Wyverns over here trying to stop my Gorebeast Chariot, which probably is a pretty good target. And it kind of screws up the charge on my Gorebeast Chariot, and I wasn't doing a good job kind of microing this thing. You have to just keep it moving and keep cycle charging with it to really get any damage done. And I'm not really doing a great job of that. See, it gets stuck here. You definitely have to keep that thing moving. So the fight right now is pretty close. It's kind of tied, but I'm not liking the way it looks. He's got a lot of Black Orcs left. I've got to take this Wyvern out of the air, and Spirit Leech is my only prayer. He's nearly dead. He's down to 758. But I do still have my Death Sorcerer, and I've still got Sigvald alive, although he's down to only 24 hit points, and he is shaken. But yeah, I mean, look at my Dragon Ogres here. Just unable to seal the deal. Just not really working out very well for me here. Almost kind of wondering if I should have just brought some infantry units instead. I don't know if they would have performed any better versus the Black Orcs, though, really. And I'm not really happy with the way I've been able to use my Gorebeast Chariot so far. It really has not racked up but just 4 kills here, which is terrible. This unit's really capable of a lot more damage. Here comes another rear charge from the Warhounds, and it finally starts to break the leadership of these Orc units, but you can see the Black Orcs still not routing. It's going to take a lot more than that. Here comes some Poison Warhounds. That ought to help seal the deal. So I finally wrap up this flank. You can see I've got the magic meter built back up to 5. Sigvald is wavering, and that's bad. The last thing I need to do is lose my leader here. This is going to be a very tight battle. So I bring my Gorebeast in here to try and finish off this Savage Orc unit, and that's definitely going to finish them off. And I was kind of thinking about what to do next. I'm trying to be careful with these trolls, because those trolls are definitely not what I want, and I wasn't paying attention, and sure enough, the trolls catch my Gorebeast. So this is extremely bad for me. I'm going to lose a ton of hit points on my Gorebeast, and really didn't need to. I need 7 to cast Spirit Leech, so I'm using the Arcane Conduit as often as I can to boost up my recharge speed. Trying to get all my men put back together. I managed to get my Gorebeast away finally, but it's down to two models, and the hit points are quite low. So I mean, it's still a very close battle. There's only 2 Black Orcs, and these trolls left, and he's got his guys kind of spread out over here. There is a troll that came back from routing, though, and some archers. Just can't seem to get the Gore Beast away from these guys. I bring my Dragon Ogres over. I believe they can smash the trolls, but my Gore Beast takes considerably more damage in the process, and I do manage to smash the trolls, and we're going to take them off the battlefield. A couple of Black Orcs came back from routing here too, so the units coming back from routing isn't good. Look at that, Sigvald down to 5 hit points. 5. Still alive, though. Still alive. I don't know how he survived that either. Look, 1 hit point on Sigvald the Magnificent. But he is alive, and the Warhounds save him there by killing these units. So having those Warhounds late game is good. I used my Spirit Leech. I brought down Azag, but again, these are Black Orcs, and you can see that this one, even with Azag dead, still has extremely good leadership levels. Far better than any of my units, and a lot of my units are pretty beat up. So it's going to come down to kind of a final engagement here. I'm going to have to get my men ready to completely surround the orcs. I was not aware of just how dead Sigvald was. I hadn't really looked during the actual battle. I didn't realize that he only had 1 hit point. So this is where I make my move. I bring in my Dragon Ogres to do the charge, and they take a ton of damage from the Black Orcs, and I mean, they've done some pretty good work in this battle. I bring in all my infantry afterwards, and I bring in Sigvald. I use all of his boost and everything to try and see if I can like buff up the morale of my men. And the Black Orcs are extremely close to breaking, right here down to 12 leadership and only 19 there. It drops all the way to 3 leadership here, and even 0 at one point. These guys are wavering, but a bunch of my guys died, and at the same time, Sigvald's 1 hit point is going to go goodbye. The Gore Beast died, Sigvald died, and the Black Orcs just hang on literally by a thread. Literally by a thread. If I could have gotten Sigvald to live for another 2 or 3 seconds there, maybe a better Gore Beast charge, and that would have been it, but I'm going to lose the battle because of it. So my guys basically just start falling apart one by one here. So good game to my opponent. It was very close. I think a couple of better charges with my Gore Beast could have actually tipped this in my favor, but it was close. It was fun. Enjoyed the battle. Appreciate my opponent playing it, and you can see the stats here, how we did. So this Warhound actually got a pretty decent number of kills. This one got a really good number of kills. Sigvald did pretty good since he was up against Black Orcs the whole time. He only cost a little bit more than they do. My Lore of Death Sorcerer did the most work in this battle. He took out Azag, and he basically killed 2 Black Orc units by using the Fate of Buna. But it just wasn't enough. My infantry was not very good. They got crapped on as expected, and my Gore Beast Chariot was underwhelming in its performance. And my Hell Cannon died a little bit early as well, so unfortunately I was not able to do much there. Hope you all enjoyed this one. HeirofCarthage signing out for now, and I will see you all back with more online battles soon.